Hey guys, this is OracleDaphne. My name is Beth, and I'm back today to do a really cool reading regarding the Venus and Jupiter conjunction in the sign of Cancer. This is a tarot and charm reading. I've already laid out the charms here, and I'm actually really excited for this reading. I don't know what is going on, but I'm really excited because I'm calling this the turning point. Okay. That's a theme for this conjunction, this astrological conjunction where both Venus and Jupiter in the same sign of Cancer. And I do feel it's a turning point for a lot of reasons. One of them being that the North Node is going to be going into the sign of Aquarius, and Jupiter is going to be leaving Cancer and going into Leo by the end of this month, very shortly. So essentially, we are at the final point before Jupiter goes into Leo, and if I go back in time to my life personally, the last time this happened, so many beautiful things blossomed in my life personally when Jupiter went into Leo. There was so much expansion, so much growth during that period of time that I'm just excited because this conjunction is like turning the corner. It's like you can't see all of the blessings that's coming and going to come when Jupiter goes into Leo and leaves Cancer. I know, Jupiter in Cancer, people talk about it being a great position for Jupiter, but in my opinion, it's really not the best because Cancer is, likes to or tends to stay home. They really struggle with the external. They struggle in their career a lot of times. They cannot move like up the ladder. They really have to go side to side to side, and it's like a slow progress that's made. And Jupiter to me is so it expands in every direction that and in ways that we can't even see, like growth in so many different ways that to me Cancer is almost like a, if I was to show you guys, okay, so essentially the way I see Cancer is it's like moving like this side to side instead of forward steps in up the ladder, forward steps on a track. And so with Jupiter trying to expand, it's like it expands things where things go sideways. Basically, the S goes sideways when Jupiter is expanding Cancer. And so we're at that turning point. We are turning the corner because Jupiter is about to go into Leo. And I'm not going to label this as, that transit because I want to talk about some of the things that are going to be turning around specifically. Okay. And I've laid out the cards in reverse. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to be flipping them over. I'm going to flip them over and see, read from this is the way it is now to how it's going to turn. I left this card here because this is one of my favorite cards. And so I'm going to look at this as well. But I also, a lot of the charms actually came out, turned over. So I'm going to be reading the charms as if they were, just like the cards, they came out a certain way and how things are going to be changing and turning. Before I jump in, I do want to say a big thank you to everybody who has supported my work and my content. This is really the time to donate because, I have posted like a ton of videos. I'm working so hard on this channel as well as my other channel. And, the algorithm has really been challenging. And so I encourage everybody, if you can, this is really the time to donate. I appreciate all of your contributions, and even if you can just do $10, it means a lot to me. just to support the work that I'm doing, so I can continue to create content. Also, I am still open for readings. I didn't expect to be open for readings, but I am. So if you want to book reading, this is a good time to do it. I may not be able to later in the future. I have a lot coming up in my personal life, and my calendar is going to be blocked. That being said, I am, super appreciative of everybody who's, made a comment and liked my videos. It really, really helps as far as battling. I call it a battle of the robots to try to get my content and work seen. It also would really help if you sent Google feedback. If you go to the top of the page, my YouTube channel page, there's like 3 dots at the top. It says help and feedback. If you click on that, and you scroll down, it says send feedback. If you sent feedback to them and said, hey, can you monetize her channel? She's working really hard and I love her work. It would mean so much to me. It would mean the world to me. I appreciate it so much. I've told people to do this in the past, but it's been 5 years since I have seen any headway with my original YouTube channel. So that being said, I'm going to jump into my reading. And again, this is for the Cancer Venus in Cancer conjunction with Jupiter in Cancer. That's coming up very shortly. So, and I'm recording this in June 2026. So the first card, let's start with the cards here, because I want to look at some of the cards that are in reverse and what's going to be turning. Okay. So just give me a second and see what's turning around here. Okay, so the first thing that pops out to me is, so the 3 of Pentacles in reverse is typically a divorce or breakup, a letting go of relationships. But the thing that's turning around is that you might be able to be healing a relationship or heal a relationship that you thought was over, or you thought was ended, or you thought like there was no way to recover that relationship. And they might turn out to be a better support system than you're expecting. So like, this is someone who maybe you said goodbye to in the past, or maybe you even parted ways in the past, and they come through for you in some regard. I don't know what way they're going to be coming through for you. They could be financial, it could be moral support, it could be words of just, hey, hang in there. Whatever it is that they do, or do for you or come through for you, I feel like it's going to be substantial. And it's going to mean a lot to you. Okay. We do have the lizard here. He's holding this lizard as well as holding this feminine. And I think that, there's some financial, I definitely feel it. To me, the lizard is big money. So this is maybe someone helping you. Whoa. Maybe somebody helping you out in a big way, or doing a lot for you, or doing something really, really large and significant. Maybe helping you get somewhere or something. This is a leg up is what I'm seeing. So like, if you felt like, okay, you had no support and there was nobody there, I feel like someone's going to step in. And I feel like it's specifically a masculine, but it could be like a strong feminine as well. Like, to me, this would be 2 feminines together, or masculine, feminine, and like someone who's more feminine. Okay, so that's one of the ways that it's going to be turning. Okay, so what else do we have? We have this Knight of Cups, who really struggles to control their feelings and emotions, and really holds everything in and then pops. And like, if you've struggled during this period of time, maybe frustration and things have built up, I feel like you're going to be able to get things more under control and ride the waves of things better. This would be like, someone once said to roll with things, especially when I was younger, I really struggled with that. Some of you, like those of you, earth signs, some of you, fixed signs, you might struggle to have been rolling with the punches recently, or you might have really struggled with your temper, or controlling like maybe just the things that you say. And I feel like you're going to get it more under control. But I also feel, okay, for some of you, the turning point is a turning point in a relationship to a person who didn't really express their feelings. And this is where they openly tell you like how they feel. And it's an outpouring a positive outpouring. It's, in the reverse, the Knight of Cups, when they pop, it's not necessarily pleasant. It's more of something that comes out of nowhere and isn't like delivered right. What the Knight of Cups in the upright, this is an outpouring of emotions. Okay. Now some of you might, during this period of time, you might feel more emotional than usual. Okay. We are in the final, like the first degrees of Pisces. So to me, that is a lot of emotions coming up. So you might feel that. But let me see what else. Hang on just one second. So we have the Judgment in reverse. But see, the Judgment in the upright is, okay, so the way that things are going to turn is, I feel like the path that you were going to go down is shifting. Okay. So like, I don't know how to explain this. Essentially in the reverse position, it is about starting over fresh, starting down a beautiful new path. But I also feel they're both actually very positive. The Judgment card usually is very positive as well. So I feel like the path that you were going to go down is just different. It's just different than maybe something different than what you had hoped. It's like switching plans. It's not necessarily better, but it's more of just different. And it's not necessarily worse either. Like, so it's just more like, okay, for example, if you had planned to go on vacation somewhere and you change your mind, you're like, okay, we're not going to go vacation here, but we're going to go vacation over there. Instead of going to Barbados, maybe you're like, we should just go to Hawaii, like let's just book a trip to Hawaii, or go to the Galapagos Islands or something wild or do something different. And it's switching paths is what I'm seeing here. Like you're switching paths and it is going to be a beautiful path. But it's just that you're switching paths. This is a turning point. So switching paths, it actually resonates with me here very, very, very much. So some of you might not even realize that you're switching paths or that you're on track to switching paths. But like, I also feel like for some of you, to me, this is more of like making a conscious choice to switch paths. This, to me, in the reverse, is more about like, starting fresh and coming out of a bad time because you've had to turn over a new leaf. And like the upright to me is more about like being conscious of your choices and being like, I'm gonna choose to make a good phone call to an employer to try to get a job, and I'm gonna choose to maybe not drink or maybe not do any substances and maybe not do anything that's maybe negative in nature. It's more of like a shift in focus. It's what I want to say. It's really interesting because in reverse, okay, so what she's looking at, I pulled this card. The shift in focus is going to be where, this is going to sound strange. Your world is going to be changing. Your whole world. I would actually say your whole life. But also the way you perceive the world, the way you perceive other people is what's shifting, where your focus is shifting. So in the reverse, the card is about sitting on top of the world. This is sitting in a very good position in the upright. This is looking down on all the, getting rewarded for all of your hard work and looking down on your properties and sitting really pretty. So essentially it's like two positives. So essentially it's similar to the Judgment where your world is shifting. The way you view the world is shifting. And you might actually, realize, like let's just say you were sitting on top of the world. The way you saw the world would shift if you were to maybe to focus more on yourself. or if you were to, let's just say, get into a partnership, because the Two of Wands talks about twin flames. It talks about union. So let's just say you had been single for a long period of time. This is you getting into a relationship, coming into union with someone, and you making them the focus of your world. It's not a bad thing. It's just more of like a shift, a switch in paths. I also feel like some of you, the person that you thought you were going to be with, you're not. Maybe you thought you'd be with this Knight of Cups person. You're like, maybe you were all about this you were on track for this Knight of Cups person. But this Three of Pentacles dude shows up and is like really supportive of you. And really is stepping up to the plate as far as like being in the relationship or wanting to be with you. To me, this is switching paths towards this other person, either this other feminine or this other masculine. I feel like you're no longer on track to be with this masculine. It's like, is it, again, there's some switching of the tracks, turning of the corner here within your relationships, within how you see the world, within how you see yourself. For some of you, it's kind of both. You're going to be focusing more on yourself, less on the world. Like, you're not going to care so much about what the world is doing. Although, in this position, you're going to have both perspectives. It's not like you're going to be like, a recluse and like not care about what's going on with the world. It's just that you're going to be seeing the world differently, and you're going to be seeing yourself differently, and you're going to be in a relationship or end up in a relationship in which shifts your perspective on the world, on other people. I feel like it's going to make you feel really, really great when you have this. I don't know who this is for you, but I feel like this is a really great support system, really great partnership. Okay, we are going to run out of time. There's so much to talk about here. Okay, so what else? We have the Emperor in reverse, which is the yes. And it's switching to the no. Again, it's really reflecting. This is really lining up. It makes sense to me where you're saying no to a specific person. You might say no to certain things. You're taking your power back is what I'm seeing here. You're absolutely taking your power back. This is turning the corner on you being like, yeah, no to this person. Yeah, no. Someone who's silver-tongued devil, someone who would leave you high and dry, someone who really is so focused on their emotions that they can't even think about what's going on with you. Yeah, you're saying no. You're also saying no to maybe a kind of materialism that you had before, or a path that you were almost forced to go down. For some of you, you might have felt in your life that you had to make certain decisions and certain things and go down a certain path. Maybe you were set down that path by your family or your friends. For some of us, it's like almost as if you were thinking, okay, you had to stay in a marriage forever. And this is the Judgment card, which is about deciding you don't want to do it. Deciding you don't want to be in that marriage with that relationship forever. Like, it's just not going to work for you anymore. Like, and it might not have even been what you even truly wanted. For some of you, it's a career path. You're switching career paths. Maybe you thought, okay, you really wanted to. My guys are showing me an old person, that old friend of mine who I used to know, who went to school for archaeology and ended up going to culinary school. This is seriously switching career paths, career tracks. Like, maybe you're doing one thing and you decide, you know what, that is not my passion. I don't even want to do this anymore and I want to do something else. You're saying no to the old way. For some of you, you're realizing there's an old way that you were thinking about love and relationships and dating. And like, I don't know, like there's something about this old path or this old way that was leading to, I don't know. It's sort of like maybe the path that you've been on is very sink or swim, or it's just leading to being underwater. Maybe it's just like, being buried or feeling like you're drowning or feeling like things are out of your control. And you're saying no to all of that. I'm proud of you. I have to say, I'm really proud of this. Whoever's watching this, I'm really proud of you for saying no to whatever this is. I'm really, really proud of you. I am. And whatever this is, whatever this Knight of Cups is, whatever path that you've been on, which has been really hard for you. I feel like it's been really hard for you. The path that you've been on has been really hard in a lot of different ways. Okay, so the Fool in reverse is about having to take a leap of faith before you're ready. It's about jumping off the cliff without a parachute kind of thing. But in the upright, this is where you have the support of the universe. It's where you leap and the ground rises up to meet you. It's where you leap and there is somebody there who's going to help you. It's where you decide, okay, I'm going to make a plan and follow through, and you execute that plan. You decide, okay, I'm going to move somewhere. I'm going to travel somewhere. I'm going to get out of Dodge. I'm going to leave this mess behind. This is also trusting when you fall in love, that the other person loves you back, that it's okay to fall in love. It's okay to open up. It's okay to be like, to me, this is, the Aries, which is about, being fired up, hooking up, being excited. She's not wearing a lot of clothing. So again, I would, I always seem to be telling my clients and my followers to pack a bag, bring some extra clothes. That seems to be a theme for this year. So essentially, but in the upright, to me, again, going back to what I was saying, you're absolutely going to have what you need. You will have what you need. Your needs are going to be met, which I like to see for this, because this to me means that saying no to me, it feels like maybe the path that you were on included a lot of running, outrunning the dark. Maybe it included a lot of moving. For some people, you ended, you could be like me, where you ended up moving a lot of times, having to take a leap of faith, jumping out of the airplane where there not being anything, having to rely on social services, disability, all this kind of stuff is the Fool in reverse. And in the upright, that says, you're going to have your needs met. You're going to have all the things that you need. You're going to have clothing. You're going to have food. You're going to have shelter. You're going to have all of the things that you need to have in life. Plus, you're going to be able to trust that your needs are going to be met, and trust that you can fall in love without, it being bad. Okay, so I'm going to look at this Six of Pentacles real quick. Okay, so in this is one of my favorite cards in this position. In this position, it means you are the channel for money. In this position, it means you're spending money. But also there could be some resentments regarding money. But the turning point to me is that you're going to actually have money to spend. You're going to have enough money coming in that you're going to be able to spend it. And I actually feel like it's a blessing to be able to spend money. And people aren't taught that. So I want you to me, this is the turning point, is you're going to be very grateful for everything, that every dime and every dollar that you have. And the turning point is where you're going to actually be able to spend money and not have to worry about money, and be in a place of gratitude when you pay your bills, and you pay your electric, and you pay for your rent, and you do all these things. And you're going to have an attitude of gratitude. Some of the charms that came out in reverse was the lack of hope. So your hopefulness is going to increase because we have the bluebird. You being hyper vigilant and having to be on guard all the time, that is also going to be shifting and changing. For some of you, you're going to be attracting in a marriage partner. For some of you, things are good. Life is going to get much sweeter, and people are going to be sweeter to you. You might notice other people being kind to you or being sweet to you. I also saw this thing about pregnancy here. This mama bear charm came out in reverse. That means for some of you, you're going to be able to get pregnant during this period of time. If you've been trying, if you wanted to get pregnant during this period of time, there's going to be a miracle baby that happens for you during this period of time. For some of you haven't felt really loved, I feel like that's going to be shifting. The bear came out in reverse. And to me, this is somebody really loving you. So there's going to be a person in your life who really loves you and shows up to love you. If you haven't had any calls back on any jobs, I feel like that's going to be turning as well. Career-wise, I'm really excited for everybody here. I really am. I feel like this is going to be a really, really exciting period of time to see how things shift career-wise for everyone. All right, I have to let you guys go. Thank you guys so much. I send everyone big hugs, big kisses. I'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye, guys.